Hi, my friends. So I just bought the professional version of Portfolio Visualizer. It's like 400, maybe $500 a year. It's fantastic, and you don't even need to get the professional. I love this thing. It's nuts. I just bought it last night. I just started using it. So let's go to. Let me show you what it can do here. So hold on. I'm going to go to incognito window so it doesn't log me out. And we're going to go to Portfolio Visualizer. And tools or pricing. So we're going to look at this. This is free. Why would you not do this? It's free. No login requirement. Personal and education use. Monte Carlo simulation. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do here. I just scratched the surface. It's a wonderful tool. This is my box. I like the customized tax assumptions. I also like the be able to put management fees in there and stuff too. You could buy this $20 a year, a month. That's $240. Bill annually. But anyway, so let's just go into this here. So what we're gonna do, blink, is I thought I'd get rid of that. Blink right there. All right, so we're gonna go to Monte Carlo. We're gonna go to Tools and Monte Carlo. What was it? Financial? Does that say financial goals? I thought it said financial goals. Yeah, look at all this stuff. I mean, it's crazy. There's no reason why you'd want to do anyway, whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it at Monte Carlo. We're not going to do asset classes. We're going to go do a ticker. All right, we're going to come down here and we're going to put VWELX. We're going to do 100%. We got a million schmackers. We're going to put 50,000 a year. We're going to take 50,000 a year out. Inflation adjusted, yes. Pre-tax returns, yes. We can do no adjustments, but you can do historical rates of inflation, parameterized rate of inflation. I don't even know what that is, but you can do, if you want sequence of return risk, you can say worst 2 years, worst 3 years, historical returns. You can do statistical, just so much stuff. Your pre-tax, you can do 30 years. You know, withdrawal monthly, quarterly. You always just want annually for sure. It seems like I'm missing fee structure. You can put add fee structure. That's what I'm able to do because I bought the Pro model. You don't need all that, but. Inflation historical rebounds. Okay, good. So what we're going to do here is we're going to hit run simulation, and it's going to come back, and we're going to see a graph here, right here. All right, so basically what this is saying is if I take 50,000 a year out, I adjust it for inflation from Wellington, going back to, basically 1929, we're going to have how many different iterations of this? We got $10,000 stimulated portfolios. And 86.4% of the time we had money left. 50,000 a year, 5% adjusted for inflation. All right. On top of that, we go up here and we can see the 10 percentile, we ran out of money. All right. So 10 percentile, we have negative 100% because we drew down everything. And you can come down here, you can see there's a 10th percentile. We ran out of money in year 27. All right. 25th percentile, right? 75% of the time we had more. We had $538,000 left. That is adjusted for inflation. All right. So in real terms, we still had over $500,000, over half what we put in. Again, taking 5% a year, $50,000 a year, adjusted for inflation. All right. So what I said is I wasn't quite sure what the safe withdrawal rate and the perpetual withdrawal rate was. So I looked and I came up with this right here from my man Jim Otter. He's got I think he still has his website. I forgot what it's called though. Let's see if he still got it. I'm a huge fan of Jim's over here at Retirement Optimizer. Yep, retirementoptimizer.com. So I wasn't quite sure what the difference was. So now I know. Sustainable withdrawal rate. If you are retirement income, you already know. When preparing a retirement plan from the age of 65 to 95, you might say something like the sustainable withdrawal rate will be 3.5%. What that means is if you have $1 million earmarked for retirement, you can take with $35,000 a year adjusted for inflation, and the chances are at 95 they'll still have income, if that makes sense. The perpetual withdrawal rate is similar, except it is perpetual as that it does not have a specific time period. Theoretically, it's forever, if that makes sense. So a sustainable withdrawal rate is for whatever time frame you're saying is a fixed time. I'm going to be dead at 95. Perpetual says I'm going to live forever, essentially. So I did not know that. So that's pretty good. So let's go into the port right here. All right, so basically what we have here is a safe withdrawal rate for 30 years. Remember, I had 30 years as my simulation period. was 5.83%. Perpetual forever is 4.32%. So in the 25th percentile, 25% of the time, or I have 75% of the time I have more, but 25% of the time I have this or less. The perpetual was 4.32. So that means for 40 years, for 50 years, for basically forever. 25 percentile on the 30-year safe withdrawal rate was 5.83. I'm only at 5%. So if you stayed in the 25 percentile, you could take 5.83% a year. If you stayed in the 50th percentile, you could take 7.25. 50% of the time you have 50% of the time you have over 1.75 million left over when you're dead adjusted for inflation. I'm like, why are we so stuck on these last things? It doesn't make sense. But Josh, only have an 86% probability. Yeah, 14% of the time you ran out of money. I'm sorry, it's just not that big of a deal. But 25% of the time or more, you had over $500,000 and you're able to take 5.83% out. Bah! And this doesn't assume you do anything, guardrails or have less withdrawals. It's crazy. It's nuts. Let's do logarithmic. Log. So log is different. Remember, yeah, that's perfect. 10 to 100,000 is the same percentage as 100,000 a million to 10 million is the same percentages. If we don't do logarithmic, 0 to 5, 5 to 10, well, it's the same number as 5 million. 10 to 15 is the same number. It's not the same percentages. You always want to do log, actually. And then if you do inflation adjustment, you'll see we're all right here. And you want to do inflation adjustment too. But you can see at year 26, you ran out of money in the 10th percentile. Well, that's no big deal. It seems like I have something else I want to show on this. We're going to go to, oh yeah, so check this out. You can change your sequence of return. Let's say we had the worst first 2 years. We had the worst first 2 years of Wellington Fund. I can't remember when those years would be, but just off the top of my head. What would be even the worst 2 years, we still had a probability of success of 54% of the time. In the 75th percentile, we ran out of, 25th percentile, we ran out of money in year 20. The 10th percentile, we ran out of year of money in year 16. But the 50th, 75th, and 90th percentile, we had over $500,000 left. So yes, we did run out of money, but I mean, that just seems to be still pretty good. Your perpetual retirement is 5.8 at the 50th percentile. Then you can change it. Let's do instead of the 50th percentile, let's do the intervals to false. We'll do custom, and we'll change. We'll make it 10, 20, 30. There we go. 40. And then right there. All right, that looks good. Let's see if it does that. Return intervals. All right, let's see what happens there. I haven't done this yet. Let's see what happens there. This number of percentiles is 6. Okay, so we can only do 6. All right, so let's get rid of 20. Yeah, let's get rid of the 75. There we go. All right, let's see if that works. This is crazy. I love this thing. All right, so the 40th percentile. All right, so we ran out of money. What was this? What do we got going on here? I forgot what we had going on. Rebalance annually. Oh, worst first 2 years. All right, 290. Okay, custom. And we ran out of money. We had 54.5% success rate. And, oh, right here, okay. Oh, okay, that's what I'm saying. 10, 20, 30, okay, understood. All right, that's a little bit confusing. I changed it. So we ran out of money in the 40th, 5th percentile, but in the 50th percentile, we still had $200,000. And in the 90th percentile, I want to get rid of that 91. That's confusing. So let's do this. Let's do 10, 30, 50. That's probably more like it. Let's do 10, 30, 50. Yeah, let's get rid of 20. That's too much on the downside. 10, 30, 50, 70, 90. There we go. And we'll do 95. Yeah, let's just do 90. All right, there we go. 10, 30, 50, 70, 90. Yeah, there you go. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna hit run. And again, this is the sequence of return risk. The negative numbers on the front end, the first 2 years. All right, so we ran out of money. I still want to do it because no one really cares about the up. But in the 50th percentile, we still had money. Not much. We still had money. We had a safe withdrawal rate of 7.26. In the 30th percentile, we had a safe withdrawal rate of 6.11, except that we ran out of money. I think that's what that says, because if we have sequence of return risk, you could take 4.65. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, this is what it's saying. Okay, that makes sense. In the 10th percentile, 90% of the time you had more than this, 10% of the time you had less. You could take out 4.65 and still sustain it for 30 years if you encountered the bad 2 years on the front end, if that makes sense. So let's go to no adjustments. We're just going to do what it did. Again, this started in the Great Depression, just FYI. Here you could take out 4.67 and never have run out of money. That is your safe withdrawal rate, essentially. Let's try something else. I wonder if we did... And let's just get rid of 30. And what we'll do here is we'll make it 5. There we go. And just see what that looks like. So here you could take out 4.04 and have had a safe withdrawal rate if you fell into the 5th percentile. That's pretty cool, man. All right, let's do one more. I think that's fun. Let's just do one. Blink. Oh man, I could play with this all day long, all night. Here you can take a 3.1. See, that's the thing about the safe withdrawal rate. It's like 3.11 in the 1st percentile. Yes, you ran out of money one time out of 100. That's just not that big of a deal. If you took 3.11%, you wouldn't run out of money. If you took 4.09%, you wouldn't run out of money. If you took in the 10th percentile 4.69, you would. See how that works? It's like, okay, so just take out 3%, you won't run out of money. But why would you do that to yourself? Because 10% of the time, you could have taken out 1.5 times more, 50% more. Crazy. That's in Wellington Fund. Seems like I want to do something else here real quick. Let's do 25 years, because most of us aren't going to live in for 30 years in retirement. Again, and there's ways you can download this whole thing. I just freaking love it. All right, so here's 25% retirement. In the 10th percentile, you didn't run out of money. If you had only had 25 years, you could take 5.19% if you're in the 10th percentile and not have run out of money. Oh, that's just fantastic. You could take out 4.53 in the 10%, in the 5th percentile and not have run out of money if you're only living for 25 years. There's so much stuff in here. All right, so I'm gonna stop there. I got so much to do on this, and you can go to watch this. You can do sequence of return risk. That's with no sequence of return risk. So let's go to historic. Where's the right here? Use full history. Yes. What if you say no? What does that do? Oh, you gotta change your parameter. Oh, dude, you freaking kidding me? Oh, I would marry this guy if I wasn't already happily married. So let's go to return. I want to go to sequence returns. Bootstrap mom. Block of years, useful history, historic returns. Let's go to statistical returns. No, that's not what I want. Is it what I want? I'm going to go to forecast returns. There we go. Time series. Okay. All right, we got mean, and we're going to go to volatility. We're not going to use. Yeah, maybe we'll do historic volatility. So we're going to say you're going to get 5% a year on Wellington with historical volatility. Let's just do a different volatility. Let's say volatility. We're going to do no. We're going to do a 15% volatility. So this is, I'm kind of creating our own standard deviation. So we have a 5% average rate of return, which means you could get 50% on the upside or 40% on the down with a 99.8% probability. And let's see what we're looking at here. Let's see what we got. So here you have a 28 percentile success if we get that with a 5% adjusted for inflation and only a 25-year time frame. But even with that, check this out. If you were in a 1 or 5th percentile or 10th percentile, you can only take out 2% a year on your portfolio. 50th percentile, you can take out 3.93. All right. 70 percentile, you could take out 4.9, and then finally 6.6. So that gets a little bit dicey right there. If we had a 15% standard deviation, a 5 rate of return, you know, this can be tough. It can be tough. So let's adjust that to 40,000 a year. Oops. This is only for 25 years. Now this assumes low rates of return and high volatility, which, you know, I don't think Wellington's got that kind of volatility. I'm not actually sure, but here, 49.6, 49%. Oh, just so much stuff. Okay, I gotta get out of here. But and then I think you can download all this stuff too. Oh, look at that. Just so, I mean, literally, man, there's so much Excel. All right. So there's no reason for you not to get this thing. It's free. All right, we'll see you guys.